Hi there, welcome to another Divi theme video. This is Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Well, we had a great question. Somebody asked how we can have a button on our footer and pop up a contact form. Scroll down a little bit more. I've got a custom footer here. It's got a sort of pre-footer here and a bottom bar. I've got a button on it right there. If I click on the button, it's going to pop up a contact form. Of course, they can click on the contact form. They can fill it out. They can send it off. Once they're done, they can X out of it by hitting the X there. Back to normal. Really easy to do. With Divi 4, we had to add a bunch of script to do this. With Divi 5, we can do it with no code whatsoever, just using the inbuilt interaction features. Really easy to do. So let's get started. Okay, to do this today, we've got to create a custom footer. So go down to your dashboard. Go down to Divi, and we're going to go down to Theme Builder. Now, by default, this will be absolutely empty. I've already created headers and custom bodies and things like that, blog post templates and stuff. So I've got a global footer here. If I delete it, let's delete it. If I save this now, and we go over and refresh this page, it'll no longer have this footer on there. It'll revert back to the default Divi one. So let's refresh this page. As you can see, it's got the default Divi one down the bottom there. Great. So we're basically starting from scratch. When you get to your theme builder page, we're going to go to add global footer. Now, global footer means it's going to appear on every single page. I'm going to hit build global footer. I'm going to go ahead and build from scratch. I'm going to keep this extremely simple. You can really go to town on your footers. You can add mega menus and things, as you saw with my earlier example. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to give mine a dark background to go with the rest of my site. I'm going to go into the blue tab for the section here. Under content, you'll always find background. Let's give it a little background gradient. I think I use a sort of dark grey to black. Obviously, you're going to want to adjust yours to taste. Okay, I'm going to have 3 little sections for mine. I'm going to have a slightly bigger one on the inside. Something like this here. In the left-hand one, well, let's throw out a little logo. So I'll just use an image module for this. Let's roll down. There's the image module. I've got a white version of my logo rolled down here somewhere. There it is. Let's grab that one. We'll throw that one in there. Little bit too big for me. Let's adjust it. Before we do that, let's put a link in so it always takes our visitors to the home page. To do that, just below you'll find a link here. I'm going to go up to image link. I'm going to use a dynamic link. I'm going to say home page. Home page link. Perfect. So every time they click on that, it'll take them back to the home page from whatever page they're on. Well, let's go over and give it right sizing. Over in design and down to sizing here. Width, I think I usually use about 200 pixels, something like that, 200 px. I think that's going to work perfectly for me. Great. And in the middle, I'm going to have a simple copyright statement. Just use a little text module for that if we roll down to the bottom here. And again, I'm going to use a bit of dynamic content. It'll update the date. I'm going to go down to the current date at the bottom here. But I really, format-wise, really only want the year. So let's go down. I'm going to do a custom to just have the year. Let's put a capital Y in there. It just gives us a year up there. Fantastic. And before it, I'm going to say copyright. I'm going to use the copyright symbol, which if you hold down your Alt key and keep holding it down and then type 0169, 0169, it'll give you the copyright symbol. I'm going to put a bar in there or a pipe. I'm going to say System22. And that'll do it. I want that all in the middle, over in design, text. I'll make it light in color so we can see it. And I want to pop it in the middle. Now let's add the button for our contact form. Go down, add a button. I'm really not going to style it too much. I'm going to go over to design. I'm going to pop it in the middle of our column. I'm going to take it down just a little bit in size in the button and the text. Just going to take it down to perhaps 16. So it's not quite as large as that. That's fine. Okay, and I want these all lined up in the middle of our row here. So let's go back into our row. I'm going to go over to Design and Layout. I'm going to align the items center. Everything's nicely lined up there. Now this is a little deep for me. So let's take a bit of the padding away from our section, the blue tab up here. Over in Design, once we're in this section, go down to Spacing. Let's try 10 pixels. See what that brings us. Little short. What if we use 20? I think that'll work. Perfect. Okay, with our button here, you'll notice, if I click on it, we're back in the button. I did not put a link in it under contents where you put a link in. I've left all of this blank. Now let's create the section that we actually want to pop up when we click on this, which contains our contact form. So I'm going to hit the little blue plus to add a new section. I'm going to use a single column. I'm going to use a contact form and style this any way you want, obviously. And you've got so many more styling options now with Divi 5. Once you've got the fields that you want in there, down below in text, we can give it a heading. Let's say reach out. I'll style it up in a moment. Success message is what's going to pop up once the message is sent. So the success message is going to pop up. Let them know they've actually sent it. Submit button, that's fine for me. You can change it to whatever you want. The address that you want this form to be sent to, me at myemail.com or whatever email you're using. Message pattern, have a look at our video on that. That just reorders the fields that you can get to appear on your email using percentage signs up there. Don't want to redirect. You can redirect it anywhere on the web if you want to. I'm just going to have it here with the success message. Don't want to link. It's got a bit of basic spam protection there. I'm just going to leave that there. You can use a third-party one such as Google Recapture if you want to, but you'll have to add an API key. I'm going to decorate the background a little bit down here. Not going to go to town. Just going to add a light grey, or dark grey I should say. That's great. And over in Design, I'm just going to add a little bit of padding all around and a border. Spacing. Let's give it perhaps 3% there on tablet and mobile. It should work nicely too. Hit that. And the same for the left and right. 3%. Hit the little chain. Perfect. Border. I'm going to give it 1 pixel. White border all the way around. You won't see it because it's white on white at the moment. White's absolutely fine there. Great. So we've got our little contact form, and we're going to get it to pop up over the top of all our other stuff there. So I'm going to give it a slightly dark background so it pops up a bit like a light box. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to change our text from dark to light there so we can actually see it. That's still in the contact form under Design. That's our heading text right there. Title text. Doesn't want to be an H1. I'm going to make mine perhaps an H3. Font's absolutely fine. Capital's fine. Let's make it a color we can actually see. And we'll bring it up in size. Now perhaps pop it in the middle. Perfect. A little bit too big there. Great. So now let's decorate our little section. So I'm going to go into the blue tab, the section here. As you can see, we're in there. I'm going to go down to background. I'm going to give it a background color. So background's always under content there. Add background color, first tab. I'm going to make it black, but I'm going to take the opacity down slightly so you can see a bit of the page behind it when it pops up. So I'm going to take it maybe down to 85, something like that. But while I'm here, I want this to always cover the whole screen when it pops up. So to ensure that, in the section under Design, I'm going to go to Sizing. I'm going to give it a minimum height. So it can get bigger if it needs to, but a minimum height of 100 viewable height. And that's full screen height on whatever device you're looking at it on. If I click now, there we have it. But I want the contents to be in the middle at all time, so we can use our flex again to do that. If I just go back up to layout, we're still in the section here. Again, I can justify the content rather than align it this time to center, and our form will always be in the middle. Well, that's great. But how do we make it disappear and have it pop up when we want it to pop up? Really easy. While I'm in this section, I'm going to give it a name. Now with Divi 4, that was an admin label. I'm in the section. If we go to our content right down the bottom, you'll find meta. Like I say, that used to be admin label. Now it's element label. And let's just call it P-form for pop-up form. Call yours what you want. It's purely for identification, and you'll see why in a moment. Okay, well, we've given this a name. Fantastic. So now I'm going to go into this button. Now remember, we didn't give it a link. It's got no link on it here. What I'm going to do is go over to the advanced. This time I'm going to go down to interactions. This is a new Divi 5 feature. We're going to add an interaction. When they click on this button right here, being a Divi button, you can decorate it how you want. When they click on it, I want it to toggle the visibility of what? Well, this section when it's popped up. So if it's not there, it's going to bring it up. If it is there, it's going to shut it down. What module? Here's why we gave that section a name. If I left click on the target module, it gives us the whole tree of the page right here. If you've got a lot going on your page, it's going to be hard to find. We gave it a name. There it is right there, P4. Easy. Great. So now when we click on this button, it's going to hide or show this section right here. Once this pops up though, it's full page. So it's going to be over the top of everything, including the button, so we can't shut it down. So I'm now going to add something to shut it down with an icon. I'm going to go into the actual row itself. Hit the little black module to add a new module. I'm going to use an icon. There it is. I'm going to get a little close icon. That one will do fine. As you can see, it's underneath there. That's not where I want it. Let's go over to my design here a minute. Here's the icon itself. I'm going to make it white. I'm going to take it down quite a lot, maybe 25, 30 pixels, something like that. I want to put it right about here. To do that, I'm going to use what they call absolute positioning, which will position it anywhere within its parent element, which is the column it's sitting in. So in advanced, I'm going to go down to position here. I'm going to change it from default to absolute. Gives us a little grid here. As you can see, it's popped it up to the top left of the column right there. I want mine on top right, but I want it down a bit and in a bit. So let's give it some vertical offset. Let's try 30 pixels. I can't remember what I used before. Looks about right. And what if we use 20 horizontal? That's fine. Maybe a little bit more. Let's make that 30. I think that's going to work absolutely fine. And you can use negative values here if you want to move it the other way too. For instance, a negative 30. Be up out of our little box here. With this one, it would be over the side here. Great little feature. Fantastic. Now, what we need to do is add an interaction to the icon, which is going to close this section down. So still in the icon, still in advanced. I'm going to close position. Interaction is just underneath. We're going to do exactly the same as we did before. On click, we want it to toggle visibility. What module? That one. Section P form. Great. Now I'm going to click back on our section. I'm going to put it where I want it. To do that, over in advanced, we're in the section, as you can see here. I'm going to go down to position like we did before with the icon, but I'm not going to use absolute this time. I'm going to use fixed, which means it'll put it in a fixed position on our page, and they can scroll up and down the site. It'll stay exactly where it is. Default's top left. I guess I'll put it top middle should be fine. Middle will be fine anyway. As we're covering the screen, I think any of those will work. But adjust to taste. I'm going to use the top here. Now, of course, we don't want to see this thing at all when they load the page. We just want to see it when they click on this button. So still in the section, still in advanced, just up above, we've got visibility. If I check all these, it's going to hide it on desktop, tablet, and phone. As you noticed, it's grayed it out to let us know it's there, but it's not actually visible on this mode. And to check on any of the other modes, you can always just click on here, and you can have different design elements for each of these modes to make it fit whatever you're building there. Great. And the other thing, I'm going to change that from click here to contact. Not that it makes any difference at all. Just kind of makes sense to me. So I've gone into the button, in content under the text, say contact. That's fine. Well, let's save our changes now. We'll exit the builder. Let's make sure everything's saved on this page. And at any time you can come back in here and edit and re-edit that if you need to. There it is, our global footer. Remember, because it's global, it's going to appear on every page unless you've created a custom footer for various pages like we did in previous videos. Let's go back to our preview here. Where we add the default Divi footer on there. I'll refresh now. Roll back down there. There's our button. Let's click on it this time. Boom. Our form's nicely on top there. And of course, we can fill it out. Send it off. Do the math. Hit the button. When they're done, they can click out. As you can see, really easy to do. And as I mentioned earlier, I've got this on a bunch of client sites, but I've been using the Divi 4 and using the script that they put in there. The clients do seem to love this. It's really easy to do, and as you can see, of course, once it's on one page, it's going to be on every page. If I hit my logo now and go to the home page, roll down the bottom, you can see we've got that form down there too, obviously, or at least the button. There's the button. There's the form. So there you have it. There's how to add a contact form to your footer and have it on every single page and get it to pop up and close it down with a little icon using the great new interactions feature that Divi have just added. So I hope you've enjoyed this today and found it useful. If you have, please give it a thumbs up, ring the bell, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't forget, if you have any questions either about Divi 4 or Divi 5, pop them down below. I'll do my best to answer them for you or make a little demo video just like this one. So once again, this has been Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.